My case is simple on fuel levy. It's a global phenomenon. Look at what is happening globally, not just in Kenya alone. In the UK, I mean, there have been demonstrations against the high cost of fuel. 2 days ago in Morocco, the same thing. I mean, it is a global phenomenon. But Kenya is not in isolation. So if globally there is inflation on cost of fuel, then I mean, we have to match up that. So the only way to do it is to continue improving that. And let me tell you, Kenyans will demand for good roads. I've seen a lot of demonstrations. In fact, I saw last week some serious demonstrations on the Bonyonkas County. People going out on the streets demanding that they need good roads. The only way that we can have good roads is by levying. So you have fuel levy, and then you can use that for construction of our roads. It is a fair levy. And this thing was not, this is not the first time. In fact, in last
You're supporting the levy?
Why not?
You're saying that will help the putting up of roads?
Absolutely.
But your party leader, the president, said on the 26th of July during the presidential debate that
not do the roads.
Consider as a president is the removal of the VAT, levies on fuel. That's what he said.
No, but it is, like I was saying, the cost, it is going to come to Parliament shortly. That's what I'm saying.
His position was that he will do away with the levies.
But how will you do away with fuel levy? It is a global phenomenon.
Are these questions that you normally ask when you have your parliamentary...
That is why, like Dr. Kainan did say, there is give and take in this bill. There are sections that he's saying, okay, for LPG, with this one we can reduce the levy on the taxes on excise duty on gas, and at the same time you increase on fuel.
Is it the gas or the cylinder?
The gas.
Okay.
Why will you need that? Okay, you're also buying the stories that are running out there.
Thank you. I had a sit down with the president on the 13th of last month, and this was a question that came up because he promised that by June, we are in June, today is the 6th of June, that the cost of the cylinder will come down. That is not yet effected. So on the cylinder, I just want to understand how the pledge on the cylinder price will be determined.
That, to be very honest, I do not want to respond to it because, I mean, I'm also learning what is going on. But on what I know is what is coming before Parliament, and that is basically on the LPG.
So it's going to be demand,
because you promised that by June this will be down.
Sector, it's going to be actually, there's going to be demand and supply. It's going to be a private sector. So you see, sometimes we do not have a control mechanism to manage some of these things because Kenya has adopted an open market economy. So sometimes we also expect the public to respond to the good gestures actually from the public, either the businessmen or whatever. So ultimately, there has to be some sort of not regulation per se, because we do not want to go back to that era.
Okay.
But I think there has to be some sort of regulations that determine even the prices that you get this gesture from the government. The same must be responded to positively by the players in that particular sector. Okay. And I think that's what is missing.
It's just a matter of timelines. It's the president who said by June it will be down. Not yet. So
that is the intention of the government.
Okay, what is the practical then after the intention?
The force of demand and supply.
But the people...
How will you determine, for example, the price of the cylinder?
You see, this is why sometimes it's very difficult actually to undertake certain...
To run a government.
Do you resort to price control mechanism? Do you allow the force of supply and demand actually to control it? That's why sometimes the government plays the big brother role. The big brother role is, we have given you this, respond positively. If you take the other alternative of through legislation or through regulations or through whatever, it doesn't also work. Because
so free market economy is your concept,
it's a concept all over the world.
Okay.
Even the concept in Kenya here. Just like now the media practitioner here.
Thank you.
You have regulations, but you still have to operate within the framework of that regulation, self-regulations.
Yeah.
And that's the same actually even with other groupings.
Okay.